All right, so something a little different, something a little simple, but this is to go to something bigger, and that is I'm going to be building a cache. I'm going to test it out, and I'm going to look for some other options because this one is fairly expensive, but it's very simple, and it's pretty much, I bought this and planned on doing this quite some time ago, and some other things got in the way. So then I started looking up some other options to see what there was, but I had already bought the stuff. But it's basically, I'm going to assume this is like, 3 feet, 4-inch PVC pipe. Got a end piece, goes on the end, and this is real simple. I've got a little, I guess it's called a coupler, put that bad boy on there, and then we got the little spinny top. So the idea of this is what I'm going to do first is essentially they will be buried, and I've got 2 of these, and the idea was to take like an AR-15 pistol or even maybe a rifle, the upper and lower, and put it in a bag and I can set down in here. Only problem was I'm going to have to take the handle off, so then I'm going to have to get a screwdriver, put that in here so the handle comes out or else it doesn't fit. But ammo in the bottom, gun inside, more ammo, top it, bury it just like this, about, I would say leave something like 6 inches of dirt, something around those. Put maybe 3 inches of dirt on top, a piece of metal, some just rusty junk, 3 more inches, a rock, a little bit more dirt, leaves, just junk to really bury it. Anyway, that's not what this is about. This is just how I'm going to make this. So I'm going to start with just taking some 120, and I'm going to just sand the whole thing. This is going to help the paint stick, and then just because I want to. So let's go. So here's kind of the before and after. I haven't done these yet, but you can see it's super shiny. And then the after is, there's almost no sheen to it. So this does a few different things. Is when we use our glue and put everything together, it helps it bond a whole lot better. And then of course it helps the spray paint bond to it as well. That way there's no shimmy or shine or anything for some reason if you're transporting this or removing it. So next step, we're going to sand the other parts. All right, now I got it all sanded. Now I didn't do all that much on this. I got most of the shine off. I just put a little bit of just get it a little roughed up on the inside and outside. And then I want to get all this loose plastic off of here. And I find the best way to do that, so a lot of people will go buy those real nice shop towels or anything like that, or the shop rags. But I find the best one is like your wife's favorite dish towel. So she might get a little bit angry, but you just have to explain to her how what you're doing is really important. And it's just saves money. She gets mad at you because you're buying ammo and guns and all kinds of stuff, and you're like, well, babe, I'm saving us money. So I'm gonna wipe all that out, and then just kind of wipe all this off of here. Ooh, nice and rough light. So then we're gonna put our stuff on here, on inside and out, and we are going to seal it. Of course, thanks to my big ass Great Dane, there's dog hair everywhere. So let's do that. We got the let's see, I'm just using whatever, that fancy stuff you get from the store. So we'll go with a little bit of primer, or as I like to do it, put this on the ground because my luck, I'll have an accident. Lots of primer. So this stuff, I think, essentially pretty much just melts the plastic. So when it bonds, it's almost like it melts both sides. So it's not like it's glue, I don't think. I am kind of guessing a little bit, but it's like it just melts it. We're gonna get a lot in there, and then I'll just do well, doesn't matter. Get a lot on here. Now I'm already spilling this stuff all over the ground. Try to avoid that, but here we are. Ooh. So I built this room I'm in is part of my garage that I built to make a room. And I'm gonna go ahead and suggest not doing it in something like this because this is probably killing some brain cells, and anyone that knows me knows I probably need them all. All right, so I got that on there. Let's go with the glue. And again, I'm going to do a thin layer inside and out. And the reason I'm doing this is I want this to be waterproof. Obviously, it's going to be buried in the ground. But the other thing that I'm going to do is use some caulk. And I'm going to seal the insides or the edges. Man, I'm spilling this stuff everywhere. Just want to make sure I get a nice, good layer all the way around. And then I do want to get it on the ends as well, just on the bottom part, just so any kind of contact it makes, it's nice and solid. Give a little bit in here. All right. And you'll notice you're going to get a little bit of pushback on here. So I just use what God gave me, use my body weight. Just really get it on there. All right, well, y'all don't need to watch me do this part, so. All right, so that's all put together. And I think I used probably not enough glue. So ultimately what I'm looking for is I want to use a lot of that glue on the inside and the outside of both of these. What ends up happening is you use pretty much way too much. And then when you push it together, what happens is all that glue is going to start coming up around the top here and create a little bit more of a seal. And then it's going to happen on the inside and the bottom as well. My dog just opened the door himself. He's like a grown-ass man. So anyway, it gives you just a little bit more. And then, of course, we're going to do the top part. And then I'm going to use some caulk. And I'm going to put some caulk around here. Just a real nice bead to just give it that extra protection. Anyway, so again, y'all don't need to watch that. I'll just do it. Now, I'm sure as you guys know, we've got a lot of people looking out for the American public. So there's no real reason to make one of these and bury anything. You know, we've got honest policemen, honest military, FBI, CIA, tons of different people that are listening to us and watching us just to make sure we're safe. So this isn't something you ever need to do, but this just so happens to fit very nicely down in here after it's wrapped in plastic and covered in some oil, which most of it is aluminum, but you know, the barrel and bolt carrier group and some other minor pieces but it fits really nice. Now the only other thing is one of these fits really nice down in there as well, except for this. So you're gonna want to add a this one is a flathead, so just a cheap long-handled flathead would work perfect. And this fits right beside that barrel. It fits down in there nicely. And then screwdriver, obviously put some good oil or even grease, and then I would put a rag and some other things just to wipe some of the excess grease and oil off of any of the steel parts that could potentially rust. And then of course down the sides, ammo. Definitely need to put some freedom seeds in here in case, since we're planting this, we need to grow that freedom. And then there's another thing you can do if you need to go inexpensive. And so anyone that watches my channel knows I do a lot of long range shooting. And I like to invest my money in the weapon itself, the optics, and ammunition. And I don't like to spend a whole lot of money on the accessories and all the other stuff, because if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Anyway, so what I used to use is a sock filled with rice. Tie it up, put it inside another sock. So you can do that. Put some rice down in here, and that will absorb the moisture, any moisture that's in here, because obviously when I close this up, there's some moisture in there. And then when it's put underground, hot temperatures, cooler temperatures, pressure difference and all that can cause some condensation. You want something to absorb that moisture. So pro tip, rice, it's cheap. Another pro tip is, I'm not a professional when it comes to PVC pipe, but I do believe probably all PVC pipe is tapered threads. So basically what happens is when you go to tighten this, it doesn't necessarily screw all the way down. Part of what makes it nice and tight is that it's tapered. Unfortunately, because it's tapered, I don't think you get a really good seal. But the bad thing is it does make it kind of difficult. I would say something along the lines of however much pressure you put in here to tighten it, it's going to take probably twice as much to unscrew it. So you can see I'm barely putting any pressure on it. As soon as it tightens and stops, just hand tight. And then I have to use two hands to get it undone. So a pro tip is, in all of your vehicles, or any vehicle you could potentially go visit a site or anything in, put something to open this, some kind of tool. Or another thing would be bury a tool somewhere close by so you can open this. The only thing is with that is if someone finds that tool and they're somewhat like-minded, then they may know there's something somewhat close by. So just keep that in mind.
I'm getting high.
Do it. All right, so my Velociraptor likes to, he can open the doors himself. So anywho, another thing you can do is use some thread tape, and you can thread this with some of that thread tape. That'll help you probably get a little bit better seal. But ultimately, everything that goes in here is gonna be wrapped in Maverick is gonna be wrapped in plastic. Vacuum sealed is ideal. If you go to the store, you can get the silica packets out of shoe boxes. You can pretty much walk to any shoe store and just kind of be incognito if you need to, but you gotta do what you gotta do in certain situations. You can grab those silica packs, put this in different types of bags if you don't want to spend the money on the bags that pulls all the air out of them. You can wrap it, put those in there, tape everything just nice and tight like, and then rice down in here. So what this gets you is a very nice weapon. Oh, don't forget the magazine. Ready to rock and roll if need be. So that's it. And the reason that I'm doing this video is because of what will be coming up in the next couple months. And it is going to be, I would say, the biggest thing for this second biggest thing I would say in my life. Maybe third. I'm gonna say second, because it is definitely a dream come true. And for this channel, absolutely the biggest thing. So hopefully I can really start doing a lot of the things I'm wanting to do and get video of it. So a lot of extremely good things, new things, different things for this channel. Now, all the stuff I'm gonna be doing is already out there, so I'm not doing anything new. However, I get to do them and I get to show you. So stay prepared.